I've been thinking lately about how we often try to fix things that are beyond our control and worry about things that are yet to happen. It's like we holding on tightly to a tiny little part of the ship while the rest of it is out of our control. But you know what happens when you hold on too tight? Ship can't move. We get stuck. So here's an idea. Let go and trust the journey. Now let's dive into today's story. Once upon a time, in a tranquil village nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling lake, lived a young man named Hero. Now, Hero wasn't known for his strength or skill, but throughout the village, he was well known for one thing: his constantly chattering mind. His mind was like a busy marketplace, always bustling with activity. He was constantly thinking, analyzing, planning, worrying about the past, the future, and everything in between. Even in the quietest moments, his thoughts raced like horses without a bridle, never finding the peace that lay just beyond his grasp. One day, as Hero strolled through the village, he overheard some villagers talking excitedly about an extraordinary Zen master who lived atop a distant mountain. The villagers spoke of the master's profound wisdom and his ability to guide people toward inner peace. Intrigued and yearning for the tranquility he'd never known, Hero decided to embark on a journey to seek the master's help. After days of tiring travel, Hero finally reached the mountain peak. As he stepped into a serene courtyard, his eyes fell on a sight that filled him with awe. In the center sat the Zen master in deep meditation, his eyes gently closed, his face etched with serenity. With reverence in his heart, Hero approached the master and bowed deeply. "Master," he began, his voice trembling slightly, "I've come seeking your wisdom and guidance. My mind is like a turbulent sea, tossing and turning without rest. I long for the peace that I see in your eyes. Please, Master, help me to learn how to empty my mind." The Zen master slowly opened his eyes, revealing depths of calmness and understanding. A warm smile touched his lips. "Empty your mind, you say? Ah, a most excellent request." The master rose gracefully and beckoned to Hero with a gesture. "Come, I shall teach you." He led Hero to a small courtyard adorned with a beautiful rock garden. In its center stood a large stone basin filled to the brim with crystal-clear water, reflecting the blue sky above. Beside it sat a small, plain bowl. The master picked up a simple wooden ladle, dipped it into the basin, and poured some water into the waiting bowl. "Now, Hero," the master began, his voice resonating with tranquility, "I want you to empty this basin completely. You must transfer all the water into this smaller bowl without spilling a single drop." Hero looked at the task before him, and his brow furrowed in confusion. The basin was large, its surface shimmering invitingly, while the bowl seemed too small to hold even a fraction of the water. "But Master," Hero questioned, "that seems impossible." "This bowl is far too small to hold all the water from the basin. How can I do that?" The Zen master smiled, his eyes twinkling with amusement. "That, my young friend, is precisely the challenge. Do your best, and let us see how it goes." And so Hero, determined to please his teacher, began his task. With concentration, he dipped the ladle into the basin, scooping up water and transferring it to the bowl. Hour after hour, he worked tirelessly, yet the basin still seemed just as full as before. The water level hardly seemed to budge. To Hero, it looked as though the water had turned sluggish, refusing to move. Disappointment and frustration began to creep into his heart. His arms ached from the effort, and his mind raced with thoughts. "How can I do this? Why isn't the water moving? Am I not trying enough?" he thought, growing more and more agitated. The Zen master observed Hero patiently, a knowing smile gracing his lips. Seeing his student struggle, he gently approached him and placed a hand on his shoulder. "Hero," he said softly, his voice like a soothing balm, "your effort is clear, but you seem troubled. Tell me what troubles you." Hero looked up, startled by the master's gentle question. He hesitated, then poured out his frustrations. "Master, I'm sorry to admit this, but I don't understand why you gave me such a difficult task. This seems pointless. It's frustrating, and it's not getting any easier." The master listened patiently, his gaze unwavering. When Hero finished, he said, "You're right, Hero. What I've asked of you is indeed a difficult task. But it's not because the water is stubborn or the bowl is too small. It's because your mind is cluttered. Your thoughts are like weeds growing wild, choking the clarity that seeks to flow. Hero pondered these words, searching for their deeper meaning. But Master, how can I clear my mind? I don't know how to do that. The Master, with a knowing smile, replied, that is exactly what you are here to learn. Look again at the task before you. Do you see the solution there? Hero stared at the water, the basin, the bowl, and the ladle. Slowly, a realization dawned on him. He looked back at the Master, his eyes shining with understanding. Master, he said softly, to empty the basin and set my mind free, I need to do as you taught me. I need to let go. The Master nodded, his eyes twinkling with pride. Indeed, Hero, let go of your worries, your doubts, your anxieties. Stop fighting the flow of life. Let your mind be still, just as the water is still in the basin. Trust in the journey and trust in yourself. With newfound clarity, Hero resumed his task. This time, he no longer struggled against the water. Instead, he moved with it. He closed his eyes, focusing on the feel of the water on his hands, the weight of the ladle, and the sound of water cascading into the bowl. And as he did so, a sense of calm washed over him. His thoughts, which had been wild horses, suddenly became gentle sheep, grazing peacefully in a meadow. And then a miracle happened. The basin, which had seemed eternally full, began to empty. Drop by drop, the water flowed effortlessly from the basin into the bowl, filling it to the brim. With each movement of the ladle, Hero felt lighter, freer, as if a weight had been lifted from his shoulders. He continued until the very last drop of water found its home in the bowl. When he finally lowered the ladle, a serene smile touched his lips. He turned to the Zen Master, his heart filled with gratitude. Master, he said, his voice trembling with emotion, I've never felt so at peace. I can't believe I was able to do it. The Master, his gaze filled with warmth, replied, It wasn't you alone who did the work. Hero, it was the water doing what it does best, flowing. You merely provided the space for it to flow. Just as the water flows from the basin to the bowl, so too should your thoughts flow from cluttered to calm. When you empty your mind of distractions, you allow life's natural order to unfold. That is the essence of letting go. From that day forward, Hero carried the Master's teachings in his heart. He learned to approach challenges with a calm mind, knowing that even in the most difficult tasks, there is always a solution. And when he faced moments of joy, he embraced them fully, aware that they too were part of life's natural flow. Hero's life became a testament to the power of an empty mind, proving that sometimes the greatest strength lies in stillness,